Oh man, we'll drop a video when I go live. But I'll check that out in a minute. But we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. Let's get into it. Shout out to everybody coming through. Hope coming in good. Ain't got too much background noise because today I'm in the car and you know, ain't soundproof like the truck is. But anyway, as you see the thumbnail, I tried to share the link, but for some reason YouTube didn't do it. So I had to just go ahead and come off the thumbnail that I put up there. And this is I should have tagged Dr. Dunbar in this. I'll go back and tag him later. But nevertheless, say the least. Um, Shout out to Dr. Dunbar um, from our discussion we had. And he actually just got a new garbage disposal. Um, and it ran him about $550. Now, $550, you know, it stings a little. And to be honest, $550, it hits different for anybody, whether you have a lot of money or a little money. $550 is not something easy to cough up. You know, that 550 could have went towards a bill. It could have paid a car payment. It could have been a portion of somebody's mortgage. So to the extent that you have it is a good thing, but to not have it and pull up $550, say the least, a little bit of money. But the thing of it is, the way of living, some things you have to have. And in regards to the things that you have to have, you sometimes got to spend a little money. And showing that thumbnail that I put up there, showing the average on garbage disposals compared to, let's say the least, how much of a rate that the guy who came and put in, say, a plumber or something, he's probably pocketing about anywhere from $300 to $400 just off the labor of doing the job. Nevertheless, it depends. You have some disposals that are under $100, and those are more along the lines of wholesale and dealing with custom. I'm sorry, not customer, but commercial accounts. Then you have the ones that guys just have accounts with Home Depot with the card, where they get the Home Depot price and then go install, so forth. But the gist of it is, it's got to be done. It's got to be paid. And nevertheless, that's the thing that I always talk about with savings. You know, having that money set aside for rainy days or emergencies, to where if anything do come up, you will have the money there and it's available. So, shout out to Dr. Dunbar. And, you know, I take it that, he's been budgeting before he came onto my channel. So he has somewhat of a, budgeting mindset, say the least. Um, for him to get the job done, no problem. And more or less having the talks with different people, hey, on one minor thing like this can push people back, to a degree, or hot water heater. Um, I had a friend, he was, asking me about, installing a water heater, um, how much normally would would I pay and what I would charge if I was to do it, you know, and nevertheless, I've always given like a friend discount if I do things for people and stuff like that. And more or less, I am probably one third cheaper than the average. Well, two-thirds cheaper than the average, you know. But other people, I would pretty much give them a deal of half off or something to that extent. But the thing is, you still buying the water heat. Water heaters on average about $700 right now, and more or less with me doing the electric one is a whole lot easier. The gas one, then you got to go through piping. You got to use pipe dope. You got to thread. You got to use channel locks, making sure everything is locked, secure. Um, Spray down the lines, make sure you don't have any bubbles coming out, as far as leakage. And good thing that the company puts like a smell, like an egg smell, into the gas, because otherwise, gas is just natural. You literally won't even smell it. Most people died from carbon dioxide poison, you know, from the use of just not even smelling the gas. Some people who have, don't really have good taste buds, bad smells, they can't smell things real good. Easy acceptable for situations like that. But nevertheless, like I say, more or less just talking, in regards to um pretty much replacing things and working it out. Yeah, AK three down here, you looking at 700 for the water heater and about 15 to put it in. So you're looking at about 25 in Georgia, you know, and you know, um, my friend had to put a pan under his. That's automatically installed, and he called the company. They were gonna charge him $1,200 to do the pan, just to put the pan up under there, because they had to cut everything, resolder, replace everything, and go from there. And like I told him, I was like, man, I can do that for less than that. And good, because their whole thing was, well, if pick up the old one, put the pan down, something happens, it leaks, we're liable, so it's best you just buy a new one. Perfectly good water heater, nothing wrong with it, and they're wanting him to buy a new, like, just crazy. And what's going on, Mahogany? And just even with a lot of these situations, yeah, even with you having a warranty, um, they have two types of warranties. They have a warranty on the parts, and they have a warranty on the service. Now, your service warranty, you get one of those, you have that warranty. That pretty much when a guy comes in, the tech can comes out, reinstall everything, no problem, you good. Then you have the warranty on parts, to where the heating element, things of that nature go out. You can always get them to replace that stuff free of charge, and those warranties are normally like, I think, 2 to 3 years, but the service warranty is pretty much close to a year. So, you're gonna have that. And, nevertheless, you always have situations to where, yes, yes, business is. Yeah, you always have situations to where, as far as your family and things, everybody knows how to do something, but when it comes down to it, nobody wants to do anything for free. And say the least, family and friends. If your friend own a plumbing business, why not go ahead and work for them? Let them do some work and pay them. Versus you trying to get it done for free, you're losing out. And that's the type of situation I'm looking at with a lot of family members and friends. You know, trying to get some free work, trying to get something on discount. I actually went to uh okay, and Alonzo and all of us. It's a group of us. Can actually get on that panel if need be. Just let me know. And but it's more or less to the standpoint. Oh my goodness, we got a celebrity in here. What's going on, Sheila? Haven't seen you in a minute. Nice to see you. Nice to see you coming through, Sheila. But you have friends that do work, and I actually did some work for my friend yesterday. Um, and a situation happened to where he had a leak. I came over there and fixed the leak, and basically at the same time while I'm fixing the leak, I'm showing him like, look, this is the easy way to do this. This is how you can do this, no problem, this and that. And we have it to the point where K10, hey, shout out to UK. But it's to a degree that we had everything situated, and I showed her, hey man, you ain't always got to call me. And even with that, I wasn't even gonna charge him for doing the work. I just was gonna charge him for the parts. So he, shot me a little extra, and I actually was giving him the money back too because I have him come cut my grass. It's like a fair exchange. We do stuff for each other. The whole term, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So he cuts my grass. I don't have to get him to cut my grass. I can cut my own grass. But I work a lot. My friend owns a lawn care service. Okay, I'll pay you for that. Okay, you don't want my money? Okay, well, when you need something done, I'll do something for you for free. You know, fair exchange. You know, uh, it's to a degree where we all work with each other. And then if it's a situation where I have to get something to do extra, I'll pay him for it. Whatever his charge is, I'll pay him for it. If I'm gonna pay this service to someone else, why not best to pay it to my friend? You know, and you do a good job with no situation, why not? It's cool, not a problem. We can do that. But when it comes down to it, that's the whole thing. A lot of us we have situations to where you need a helping hand. Like right now I'm in the process of helping one of my friends dealing with one of his condos. Actually be over there a lot and I be about to record, but I say, well, I'm just gonna, do the work and keep going. A lot of times I'm in the mode and I'm in my work mode doing things. I'm not really, getting to the point where I'm just start showing everybody all the things that I'm doing and things. Hey Miss Patty, how you doing? And everybody over here, can share everybody have their renters to share their channels or to go to other people's channels and check other people's channels out because like I said, I got a lot of people that's come to my panels and things and have great information, you know, can give information to people that they can use on a day-to-day basis or some information that can help them along the way. So shout out to everybody that comes to my panels and we have our conversations and have our talks. But more or less, like I said, getting into it, um, situations to where when at moments notice you need hand, you got somebody there as a friend that can help you with that stuff. You got somebody as a friend that can work through different situations that can help you, get on your feet or possibly make life better for you. So why not take advantage of it? A lot of us we have, friends that are into different business and things. So why not be a helping hand and help them out in their business and get them to the point where they can relax and say, well, I did this and worked with my friend for this and so forth. Shout out to like I say with Dr. Dunbar and getting that garbage disposal done. Hey, when it say the least comes down to it, some people can afford it, some people can't. That's the whole reason I talk about saving and managing your money. So when the time comes, you don't have to, as the old people say, rob Peter to pay Paul type thing. You know, Yeah, she has a channel. Uh, if you tap her name, then it should be able to pull up her link and stuff. Yeah, she has a great channel. Uh, she goes every day and walk. Does her walk. She does cooking. Break down on things and have discussions over there, and we talk. So great channel, great channel. That's why I say always. Okay, Sheila. Nice to see you. When it comes down to it, I'm gonna get off myself, and I just jumped into work. But nevertheless, you know, checking out everybody's channel, like I say, come through. But just just talking about the simplest of things, getting into the point of saving money, getting into the point of being able to deal with situations that come about. You too as well, Sheila. You know, hey, we can always go back and look at your other videos from in the past, and hey, when you ready to come back, you ready to come back. But more or less, sticking to a lot of situations that we have, having that money set aside for a rainy day and situations that do come up, it does help a lot. Yeah, more or less like recently I've been, running and trying to make a lot of money. So, I be on and off, on and off. It's to the point where a lot of times where what's going on, Alonzo? Hey, Mahogany wants to do a panel of men, so far as me, you, and Kay. And married men, we have our conversation and we talk. More or less, um, even with that, I probably can get Ebo. It's just depending on Ebo's time frame if he can do it. But Ebo Sosa, I know I can reach out to him. I'm in contact with him. I'm in contact with a couple of men that can actually work need be. But more or less having a point to where you have a system in place, far as far as your money, far as situations where you can handle things. A lot of guys I talk to offline, and it was funny because I was just okay. You can email me. You put in my email. It just sheet me here at Gmail. And the crazy part, I gotta start getting on my email more and more. I actually be dealing with other things, so I more or less do a lot of talking and texting. I actually have a business number. I just gotta keep my phone on me, and I'm gonna start back using that phone for a lot of my business, where I just give out my number and everything, because I have a business phone, business email, all this stuff with Sheet we here, and that's when I'm finishing up my LLC. I'm about to do Sheet we here LLC and everything else, but nevertheless, and on Cave, you here drop your email. So Mahogany, she can screenshot all this right now and everybody have it. But more or less, like I said, just having your funds available, that's the issue with a lot of people. Not having the funds available for emergency or just any situation that'll happen, you know, and getting to a point to where, you have no issue. That's like the main thing. Most things pop up and you got to be prepared, you got to be ready for 'em, even in relationships, say the least, relationships come and go. People are human. People make mistakes, people change their lives, people change, thoughts. More or less, just having an understanding of yourself would just make everything okay. You know, relationships come and go, relationships can last forever. It's all dependent on the person, you know. And with that being said, like I say, I always implement on taking care of the kids and working things out. All right, no problem. Wanda, how you doing? And Wanda, you actually hit it on the head yesterday, and I kind of got a little hurt by me having that topic on last Saturday, even though it was good and it was a great discussion where we talked about, fashion. We talked about the difference between that relationship with Jeezy, and more or less, I was focusing on the aspect of the individuality of that person, and then more or less focusing too on the money aspect, but I just don't want to be confined into that realm of space no more. What a lot of those guys talk about things, because that's why I try to keep the topic relatively more into about money, life insurance. Just trying to prep more people to get their lives at a better state of mind, and more thoughtful than it just related to a gender topic, or just focusing on women and focus on men. Yeah, but when it comes down to it, that's why I try to have the topic, because I always say you're gonna get older. We can have these gender battles all day. We can have this mama said, mama sa tum sa, but in the end, if we don't have our finances together, if we don't have our just life together, because you know that's what mainly my channel is more or less about: having financial goals, dealing with the aspect of yourself, and being a better person. Because the life insurance falls in line with the finance, the budgeting falls in line with the finance, the nine laws of self-govern falls in lines with the finance and personal. I always talk about knowledge itself. That goes into the personal. The nine laws of self-govern pretty much derives the being of you. So, you know, that's why I try to push more along. And like I say, sometimes it gets off topic, especially when I start to open the panel and have a lot of people up. Gold Professor, he says it himself, these YouTube channels, they're like the news. Sometimes people might like this station better than the other, or conversations ultimately will get legs and start to walking, you know. And me and Gold Professor had our talk over a situation that I was telling him, and more or less, I respect his opinion about it. That's why I brought it to him, so we can have the conversation. And he gave me some good insight on it, in which I chose not to take a path where it wasn't going to hurt me or hinder me, but more or less kind of bring a little conflict towards the situation. And that's my always been my thing. Not even just to taking a shot at Gold Professor that he's older than me, but seeking wise counsel from elders has always been my thing. I always had a thirst for knowledge and understanding from the side of someone that's older than me, that's wise to a degree. Age don't equal wisdom and maturity, but in some lightness you can understand and grasp concepts and know who you're dealing with. Then you can get that level of highness from that person. But nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. A lot of people just sticking to the main topic, the main thing: deal with your finances and take care of yourself. Once you take care of yourself, you can take care of others and deal with others better. But more or less, worry about yourself, take care of your finances, and deal with yourself first. With that being said, shout out to everybody that came through. You know what I always say? We here and we gone.